From the theme park capital of the world, Orlando, Florida, this is the Theme Park Podcast. Wait, podcast? Isn't this on the radio? Why does everything gotta be so messy on this station? Anyway, here's your hosts, Dickerman, Jimmy D, and Scott Harris.
Hey there, and welcome to the Theme Park Podcast. Dickerman here. There's Jimmy D.
Merry Christmas, gentlemen.
And Scott Harris.
What's up, spooky season, boys?
It's not spooky season. We are in the throes of the holidays, my friend. This is it. This is the hottest, thickest week of the year when it comes to holidays at our theme parks.
I just saw a vampire movie twice on Christmas Day.
That was an odd choice to release on Christmas Day, I will say that.
It's doing very well.
Okay.
No, right. Christmas, you know what? It's actually the perfect thing. Because I don't know about you guys, but I have had so much full frontal Christmas in my face this season that having something that's counter, like Nosferatu, it's a palate cleanser.
See, I'm the opposite. I had very little Christmas. I feel like Christmas snuck up and came and went very quickly for me this year.
I brought up this movie and you had no idea what I was talking about.
I knew it was some sort of spooky something.
It's a vampire movie.
Vampire.
It's about the original vampire.
And this isn't like sexy vampires. This is like bloodthirsty, I'm going to drain your body vampires.
Yeah. I don't watch many of the vampire. I watched True Blood. That was about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And don't forget Twilight.
I know you loved Twilight.
I have not seen Twilight.
You were Team Edward.
I might like it if I watched it, but I never saw it.
Liar.
You watched 30 Days of Night.
I did see that. That's true.
That was a good one.
That is true, yeah. I watched Renfield, actually, earlier this year, too.
Well, it's funny you say that because Nicholas Hoult is in Renfield, and Nicholas Hoult is in Nosferatu.
Okay.
So he just needs to do a third one and play Dracula.
Okay, fair enough. So back to theme parks.
Yes.
And the holidays.
Yes.
This is, without a doubt, the busiest time of the year. I know.
Well, the busiest time of the rest of the year.
Yes, I know. I've been out to a theme park. You've been out to a theme park. James, you were out at a theme park too, right?
Yes. I was at Epcot not too long ago.
So we've all been out to the theme parks during the heavy season. So we can share our experience there. And I guess there's a lot of news too.
It's not there's a lot of news. There's one really big news story.
Well, we should probably start with that.
You want to start with that?
I mean, it's the headline. It's what the people are waiting for.
The big story. The permit is out. Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket to be replaced.
I like that ride.
Wait,
I've always liked that ride.
Does this mean they're going to restore the firehouse?
Well, according to the permitting, it involves that building, the firehouse building.
Okay.
All right.
So whether that means that'll be the new entrance for whatever replaces it, because the belief is it's going to be a new roller coaster takes over that spot.
Okay.
Run by Intamin, who is very familiar with Universal. And that's Entenmann's.
Those are good.
Is a roller coaster company, so it would be through them.
I always do remember hearing that whoever built Rip Ride Rocket, and I always liked the ride, but I heard they didn't, the builder wasn't the most thought of.
Correct.
Builder and these guys,
Pretty sure right after Universal got it, that company went out of business.
What tells me, what this tells me is I'm old because I remember when they were opening this ride and Fritz and I trying to get on before they opened it.
Did you have to wear theme park shorts?
Definitely had to wear theme park shorts.
Was that a different roller coaster?
Purchased theme park shorts for that roller coaster, specifically that had zippered pockets. We tried to get on it before they opened it, and now they're closing the dang thing. I feel very old.
Well, it should be kind of telling when the hurricane came through in October, they took down the scrim that was on side of it. They haven't replaced it.
No.
So
I mean, they've never really updated the music either.
Remember a few months ago they scaled it back.
Oh, they took
to a third of the songs.
They didn't have many to start with.
That's
other than
the thing.
The secret list when you could hold down the little logo when it worked.
So the belief is that maybe because right now the queue for Rip Ride Rocket is still kind of in the middle of Minions Land.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hey, move the entrance back over to by where Jimmy Fallon is to kind of crowd control a little bit towards the front of the park.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, and you take a little bit of a pressure off of the Music Plaza stage.
MPS, yes.
Yes, the MPS stage.
That ride actually is so kind of old now that I remember the opening video where they'd have the two people talking about, the rock and roll stuff, and they're telling you to store your items. Hey, put your smokes in a locker. I'm like,
oh, wow.
Who's bringing in their smokes to the park and putting them in a locker?
Put your vapes.
Yeah.
But So there's really been like two thoughts on what kind of a roller coaster could replace this.
Okay.
A lot of people now, because of the firehouse being involved in the permitting of this, is like, hey, Ghostbusters theme, Ecto-1 roller coaster.
They got to do it.
That'd be cool.
That would be amazing.
So there's that. Or over in Hollywood, they are doing a Fast and the Furious drifting coaster.
Oh yeah, they are. It's kind of like Guardians. So yeah,
but it's cars that are drifting.
Yeah.
Well, that could be Ecto-1 drifting.
I mean, it could be.
They could drift Ecto-1.
They could drift the Ecto-1.
That vehicle would not handle well, so it would probably skate across the ground if you took a hard corner.
I mean, I've seen all of the Ghostbusters movies, especially the last two, has a lot of drifting of that car.
Yeah.
Because it has a 16-year-old driving it.
That's true.
But I think that'd be kind of cool. You do that kind of, like, their renderings are out for the Fast and Furious drifting coaster, and it looks pretty awesome because it's literally cars that are doing it.
They owe the Fast and the Furious fandom something good.
I am that fandom.
Last ride, that was such a disappointment.
I can't imagine they have two Fast and the Furious rides in the same park.
No.
Well, the thing is,
so the question is, if they're going to close one, is it just that building that's snake bit, or
they use that building for Halloween Horror Nights. So it is already, for 3 months a year, kind of seasonal as it is.
Make it a permanent haunted house in there. Make it a permanent haunted house.
Like they used to have a Walking Dead one at Universal Studios Hollywood?
Sure. Make it a permanent, like, horror or something.
Or maybe, walk with me here.
Okay.
You make that building like, I don't know, like a stuntacular. And it's about a guy that lost his memory.
Okay.
And his name might be Jason Bourne.
Okay, all right.
And then you do like a stuntacular there.
Okay.
And then...
No. We do a miniature monorail ride into an earthquake scene.
Okay.
That way it matches Richterberger.
I mean, yes, yeah. Could it have like a person like... Mother Nature as like the
That was actually a very good Christopher Walken. I'm impressed.
Well, that was The Rock's character's name on the ride. I never did that iteration, but
that redo of the ride was pretty good when they redid that ride.
A disaster. Yeah, I never did it though.
You never did it?
No.
Oh yeah, sure. The Rock was in it. Christopher Walken was in it. It wasn't bad.
I don't like The Rock.
I know you don't like The Rock.
But
a lot
he's
of
in
people
the
don't
new.
like The Rock with you now. They're with you on The Rock.
Yeah.
He's in the Fast and the Furious ride.
I know. Don't remind me.
He's also in
He's in
Moana.
the Fast and the Furious ride.
I know. I know he is.
Who said don't remind you? Being
But
argumentative.
no, you move Jason Bourne, and then you bring back T2 3D Battle Across Time.
I like it. I'd love to see T2 back again.
That was awesome.
That was a good show.
Hey, if they brought back to the Future, how amped would you be?
I would love it. Just make sure it's an updated version of it and not like the same. Not like, hey, Simpsons, you're out of here. We're putting the DeLoreans back in. I mean, want a whole new thing.
Even that. People
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah, people would still like that.
But if it was like, if you just, I know we started with one thing, but if you were just like, all right, we're going to reskin the Fast and Furious ride. It's now a Back to the Future ride where you're going through time. Because it's projections all around you.
True, you could just change them up.
Yeah. At one point, you're in 1955. Before that, you're with back in the Western times. Boom. Next thing you know, you're in the future.
Yeah.
You can bounce around a lot.
Like a Star Tours thing. Yeah, I got
It could be done. Yeah, it could be done. I mean,
Christopher Lloyd would absolutely be on board with this. Tom Wilson would absolutely. Everyone in the cast would probably still be on board with this except Crispin Glover.
He died, right?
No, it's just he sued he sued them.
I always ask if people are dead first.
Well, you should be like, you should ask it that way. No, it's when they did the whole time travel of Back to the Future 2, they were just going to reuse his footage.
Oh.
But then it was like are you going to pay me to do that?
Yeah, he's always been a little bit of a troublemaker for people in Hollywood, though.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. That lawsuit ended up being a landmark thing because it was now, if you're using my likeness, you have to pay me.
Yeah. Well,
so it made sense.
Yeah, no, I agree.
And I think he's still kind of happy with how his career's gone.
Yeah.
Unless you're Eric Stoltz, and that one kind of stings a little bit. Because you
yes.
thought you're Marty McFly, and they're like, never mind.
Well, Michael J. Fox says, you know what, I don't feel like I'm at a point in my life where I can do this. Please have Eric Stoltz do it for me.
He was a different kind of dressed Marty McFly, though.
You think? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we're doing multiverse now.
I mean, AI, too. You use some AI as well.
Well, everyone says they should make a Back to the Future 4 and it should be Tom Holland as Marty McFly Jr.
Marty Jr.
Or just, I don't know, leave it as a trilogy and don't make any more.
That's another option.
They're perfect movies. Leave it as is.
Leave it as it is.
Exactly, yeah.
Leave it as it is. But the basic headline here is Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket is going away. Something is taking its place, and we're
Correct.
playing dominoes with the whole rest of the park.
Correct, yes.
I'm going to miss it. How long do you think we have to ride this thing?
That I think there has to be like a review. It's in review right now. The
Okay.
deadline of the review, according to this is all because this is filed permits. So these are permits that exist. Is January 22nd, 2025. So
Okay.
that's when permits have to go through.
Okay, so we got a year to ride this thing.
You've got
At least.
some time to ride this. And
It's not like the permit gets approved and then they just throw a stick of dynamite into it.
exactly. Yeah.
They just put up a sign, no ride, no more riding.
Put a moose out front.
Yeah.
Get the bullwinkle from.
No, you just delete it off the map.
Yeah.
The park map.
Well, that's what
That's what they would do before. What do you mean? What are they? They're building a Velocicoaster. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, there's just a blank space of green.
I want to ride that big red roller coaster. I don't see a roller coaster. What are you talking about?
Yep.
There's nothing there.
I remember when I first came to Universal in like 1993, I was like, wait a second, aren't you guys supposed to have a Jaws ride? And everybody's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. And then I go in the gift shop and there was one item. They had like, those little pennants that you buy at the baseball park.
Mm-hmm.
They had one. It was like, 6 inches wide and it said Jaws on it. I was like, wait a second. You guys do have a Jaws ride. Where is the Jaws ride? And they were like,
was that one of the ones that opened the park? Was that one of the first? It was already there?
Yeah. It was already there, but it was so horrendous that they kind of like kiboshed it really quick.
Then they fixed it.
Yeah, because if I'm remembering correctly, anytime there was a problem with the shark, they had to drain the lagoon.
Yes, that's right. I think I do remember you telling me that story.
Yeah, I heard this from a guy who worked there, and I don't know if and he told me the story in 1990.
Let's just go with it. Yeah, let's just go with it. I like it. It's a good story.
And then what the solution was is they soldered or they put it all into platforms that could be raised up.
Oh yeah, that's a much better idea than draining the lagoon every time the shark breaks.
Yeah, and then the other thing was like complaints were that the shark looked too plasticky.
Yeah.
So they put in a new shark where it was just like just a blank hull, and then they would put a neoprene skin onto it.
Okay.
And the neoprene would give it more of like a fleshy
like
look.
a texture.
Yeah.
Where did the water go?
When they had to drain the lagoon, do you know where they placed the water?
I'm asking you.
No, I'm asking you guys. Is there somewhere they placed
Yeah,
the water?
there's I don't know.
Like a holding tank?
There's like a
Did they drain it right to SeaWorld to Shamu's tank?
Well, here's the thing.
No.
When you walk around Universal Studios, there's a giant lagoon that you could just put water into.
Okay, I mean, sometimes it overflows. I don't know if you saw the one as you come over to Jimmy's house, the one right by the Chick-fil-A here, but that thing was like into the highway for a while after
I
the
only ever
hurricane.
come here at night. I can't see anything.
Like lanes were shut down.
I don't know
for, like,
what he's
weeks.
talking
I was gonna say.
You don't know that?
I don't even know what Chick-fil-A you're
Kind of
talking
Springs
about.
in 436,
No,
right
when
there.
they drained the lagoon, it just went into a big tub for the Halloween Horror Nights cocktail.
Okay, that's good.
No, it didn't.
No?
Good.
No,
No?
it did not. The Theme Park Podcast does not condone that
It
thought.
went somewhere. The water went somewhere.
Yeah, it went into the center lagoon where they used to have the Miami Vice stunt show. Wait, no, that was
yeah.
only in
but how-
Hollywood.
But how did they get it there, Scott? I
A
don't
pipe,
understand.
a pipe and a pump.
Okay. All right. Fair
You guys
enough.
learn nothing about like hydrodynamics.
I just want Jaws back now that we're talking about this. That sounds like a fun thing to do.
Go
again.
to Hollywood. It's part of the studio tour.
They still got it?
Yes,
You can ride the ride?
you can ride that portion of the studio tour.
Okay. All right.
You could also go to the backdraft set. You go by the Psycho, the Bates Motel. I think there's a Fast and the Furious element. There's a King Kong element.
Yeah, we don't have that anymore. We don't have a backstage tour anymore.
We
No.
never not to the extent they have.
No. When we had Nickelodeon, that was kind of like their bell cow for that.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And then it was all MGM Studios that had all the backstage tour stuff.
Does Nickelodeon still exist, or they shut that thing down?
It still exists. It's part of Paramount, but it's not what
Yeah.
it used to be.
It's on its own channel. Like, didn't they shut down the Disney Channel?
No, they haven't shut down any of those channels.
I thought they were
Disney
gonna get rid of
Channel
Disney Channel's going away though,
No,
right?
I just stayed at a hotel where I was watching the Disney Channel.
think
It's
it's
still
getting
it
absorbed.
goes away January 1st.
no, it doesn't.
Yeah, Disney Plus is
It
absorbing
does not.
I read it in the news. It has
does
to be
not.
true.
Disney Plus.
We've already covered this.
But it does not have a closing date.
Hey, if Scott forgot something, that'd be great. It'd be really good for me if Scott forgot something once.
Yeah.
It'd be good for me.
Disney Channel has confirmed the channel will remain in the United States as a full schedule of children's programming through 2026.
Oh, okay. So we got another year of it.
Oh, okay.
Disney Channel will leave across some countries,
Okay.
but not in the United States.
Not in the U.S. Okay. All right. For the 6 people that still have cable, you can still watch Disney Channel.
Correct. And you asked about the studio tour, and not this affects anyone here. You go by, there is King Kong 360 3D.
Okay.
Jurassic Park.
All right.
Where Dilophosaurus will spray the guests.
Mm-hmm.
The Flash Flood.
Okay.
Earthquake. Jaws. Bates Mansion, I should say. Jupiter's Claim, which is from Nope.
Oh, okay.
The Western set.
Yeah.
And then the Fast and Furious Supercharged.
Do they have that creepy monkey there?
The monkey is not a part of
It was a CGI creature.
Do they have the ladies whose face get ripped
it.
off by the monkey?
No,
there?
Gordy, no.
Okay. That was the creepiest part about that movie, was that monkey.
That was the creepiest part. 100%. Not the part where they're in the house and it starts raining blood.
Nah, this is the monkey. It's the monkey.
I'm not going to get into too many other spoilers.
Yeah, it was the monkey for sure.
But everyone should go check that movie out. It's amazing. It's a masterpiece.
It's a good movie. It's a good movie.
Yeah, Jordan Peele has not made a bad movie.
All right, should we redirect ourselves back into theme park talk?
Okay, well, can I...
What, you don't want to keep talking about space dumplings?
Maybe.
So I brought up that the Minion Land, they kind of want to move things around. I ate at the Minion Cafe.
Oh, did you have bananas?
I did not have bananas.
Okay.
Well, then you didn't eat at the Minion Cafe.
I did because, I have a picture of the food that I got.
Okay, all right.
I got mac and cheese.
Oh, of course you did.
With pork belly and then little Minion tots.
And what's the food review?
It was really good.
Really
Wait,
good.
hold on. So you didn't get anything banana?
No.
So
Not even a banana milkshake?
That's like
No.
flying at Europe,
No.
but you didn't leave the airport.
Well, here's the thing. I walked in there while drinking a hot butterbeer, so I already had a drink with me.
All right. Well,
Because hot butterbeer, as the theme park podcast agrees, is the
No.
best version of butterbeer.
no.
Definitely not.
That's not true.
Not even a little bit.
But here's the pro tip: you can mobile order. You go inside, you get a table, put your table order down, they bring the food right to you.
I do like that. That is a nice feature because like even Disney, like back in the day, remember Jimmy, we do the mobile order
And you'd
we'd
order a
a kid's meal. Yeah. Just show up as an adult and just pick it up, and they can't judge you for it too much because you're just getting it for your child.
Dude, all over Europe, everywhere you go, they have a QR code on your table with the table number.
Mm-hmm.
And you just QR code, scan it, and you order your food, and then somebody just brings it to your table.
Yeah.
There's no, like, waitresses.
Oh, okay. And there's no tipping there either, right?
They do a surcharge to pay
So
the
it's
staff.
like built in a way.
That's fine.
Yeah, but it's not a proper tip. It's only like 10%.
It's fine. It's fine. I mean, those people come over here, they're like, oh my God, I'm asking for tips at McDonald's now. It's bananas.
Nobody's asking for a tip at McDonald's.
Ask for tips basically everywhere else except for McDonald's. Everywhere.
Or should we have a tip jar for like the podcast? Hey, like the show? Tip the show.
Tip the show.
What is that, Peloton?
Pellegrino?
No, Peloton is like a subscription service.
Prestolon.
I feel like both of you guys just have like a mental moment.
We're having a senior moment. What's the company called? Come on.
Pellegrino. Now you can't remember because we messed him up.
Pantalone?
What are you talking about?
The thing where they could donate money to the show.
Proton.
That's the thing. It's like Peloton.
Patreon.
It's like,
I told you.
What are you guys talking about?
Peloton, Patreon. It's basically the same thing.
Yeah,
Eyebrows, hash browns, it's all the same.
Yeah, I got the Fredonia Festival of Mac and Cheese.
Okay, and it was good. It wasn't
very good.
Was it just Kraft?
No, it wasn't.
Okay, good.
Because it had white cheddar cheese on top of it, and it's pasta shells.
Okay, all right.
But they had, I thought about getting this, the El Macho Nacho hat.
Ooh, what?
Yeah.
Wait,
You didn't
nacho
get that?
hat?
I didn't get that.
Was
no.
it a real hat?
I think it's a hat that you could like eat,
Like in the movie?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh my God! Let's go back there right now and buy it.
Do you want me to see if I can pull up a picture
I
of
want
it?
this so much. I imagine it's like a smaller version of the one. Like I've seen.
If you
the one in
can't
the
wear
movie.
it, it's I'm gonna throw a fit.
I've never seen one of those in real life. I've only seen it in movies. Like it's a hat.
Did I just sell you on getting a Universal pass?
I mean, you might. You might right there.
Dickerman,
I might push me over the edge.
6 days ago, I saw a guy wearing a construction hat, 2 beers on either side with a straw.
I've seen those. Those are a thing. But the nacho hats are harder to find. I mean, it's it's a perishable item. Plus, you got your food in your hair, which is kind of gross. But still.
No, but it's got to be like a sombrero that's like holding the hat, right?
Oh yeah, that's
Let me see.
great. That's great. It is much smaller than a real hat.
Maybe Scott could wear that.
But it's still fun.
Yeah,
it's a little hat, but it is fun. I like that.
It's a little party hat.
Well,
you can wear the hat while you eat another set.
Yeah,
it's kind of like the kitchen sink is not actually a kitchen sink. Like
that's true. Yeah,
it's more of a
When are we going back there to each have our own kitchen sink and to see who can finish it first?
You want Jimmy and I to die. I mean, you just give us Manjaro now.
You know what it is.
We were joking about the show about me replacing you guys anyways.
And it would
Bon
be really,
Jovi?
Bon Jovi is Narovi? I don't know.
I just hear
Manjaro.
grief selfies are the best, is what I've been told. So that's what he's going for.
Yes.
All right, so very quickly that. Oh, and be aware of when parade starts so you don't get trapped by parade.
Yes. So how crowded was the park, really quickly?
It was very crowded.
Very crowded. See, I was at SeaWorld, I think, the same night on a Friday, and it wasn't that bad.
Okay.
We went around, we went to that manatee area, which you guys know I'm always going to go to.
Jumpy Boy?
We were the only ones there. No one else was
Did
there.
you bring Thirstbreaker?
I did. I did not, actually. I did not.
Why not?
Trip. I don't know.
How will they know that you care about them?
How will they know you are their king?
I'm not sure. But I did have some food there. I had chicken and waffles, which was good, and a strawberry and cream beignet.
That almost sounds healthy for you.
Strawberry and cream cheese beignet. It was good. It was a beignet covered in strawberries and cream cheese. It was really good.
It's like the healthiest thing I've ever heard you talk about eating. You had fruit.
I had fruit. Something. I mean, I don't believe the strawberries in the form they came in still qualify as strawberries, much like a maraschino cherry. I believe they've been processed in such a way that they're no longer technically strawberries, but they had the strawberry flavor.
And was the chicken from Chick-fil-A?
No, the Chick-fil-A's not open there yet, but it was pretty good. It was a hot honey chicken on a waffle.
Does somebody have a brown bag I can breathe in?
I murdered Jimmy.
And I will say this. I will say one more thing as a SeaWorld pass holder. I experience these things as a cheapo because they give you free money all the time.
Okay.
And I had $30 in SeaWorld bucks to spend.
Did you do any rides while you were there?
No, not a single one. We went through the shark encounter. My child rode rides, and we walked around.
You didn't do any rides?
No, we walked around and ate food.
Was there an act? Was there Christmas trees? Was there anything?
There was Christmas trees. We went through, saw all the animals in the wild Arctic and all the Christmas stuff. There's a lot of Christmas stuff to see there. They do a great Christmas there. There's no arguing that.
Did you get a picture with Santa?
No, the line was too long.
Oh.
Yeah, the line was too long.
You weren't like,
Santa.
I've got Stormbreaker, let me in.
No, I didn't even bother. But yeah, it was a good time.
By the way, when I was at Universal or at Islands of Adventure, 3-hour wait for the Grinch.
Oof. Jeez, it wasn't that long for Santa. Santa was not that. I mean, you're waiting 3 hours to see the Grinch. That guy's stealing your presents.
Exactly,
I mean, Santa brings you the presents.
Well, he brings them back.
Yeah, he does bring them back, but I mean, Santa initially delivers them. So I mean,
it's true.
He's the one. So yeah, SeaWorld, not so bad during the holidays. I can't guarantee it's going to be like that over the next couple of days. It might be completely insane.
This is true.
Good luck to anybody going out to any parks.
It's not easy to do.
I'm actually headed to Fort Wilderness Campgrounds tomorrow.
You are? That's right. You're going tomorrow.
Yes.
All right.
So it should be pretty good.
We'll look for a full report on that following that trip. But Scott, if people want to follow us on social media, get all the latest breaking news, maybe even some pictures from Jimmy's trip to Fort Wilderness, where can they go?
You can follow us on Twitter at Theme Park Show, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads at the Theme Park Podcast, or you can watch it at themeparkyoutube.com.
And the show comes to you live from the Lauren Campbell Realtor.com Tebow Gazebo Studios. For Jimmy D, for Scott Harris, I am Dickerman. Until next week, we'll see you out at the parks.
This has been the Theme Park Podcast. Follow the show on Facebook and Instagram at the Theme Park Podcast. To catch up on previous episodes, check out thethemeparkpodcast.com, the iHeartRadio app, or Apple Podcasts.